As we have all noticed annually by now, it's not exactly a surprise. Sometime in September, mid, early, whenever it usually is, for Apple to announce and reveal like new iPhones or new pieces of their technology, new products, and so forth to come out. And that's exactly what happened with iPhone 14 models. Now, there have been four similar ones. Of course, the regular iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Plus, iPhone 14 Max, and iPhone 14 Pro Max, I think. Yeah, Pro, and then there's a Pro Max. So, yeah, like four different versions of the same phone, but of course, specs vary in similar ways, or different. Yeah, like some of the specs similar, but kind of different here and there when it comes to GPU or the CPU, or even battery, especially resolution, screen size, all that good stuff. Even something called eSIM sounds something new. Like what? Something I don't know. Like to me, what I understood, like not having a SIM card, but having a digital number. I don't know. I didn't really get it. Also, like even uh digital watch, like the um like Watch SE models, I think another edition of their watches that I think are going to be like what, $200, I think, something like that. I admit I didn't pay too much to the announcements regarding the watches, but I mean I know that anything with their new iPhones, they always make new splashes, So I think that's the really more eye popping news. But what are the similarities? I've of course like the build quality is still the same with like glass front, Gorilla case, and then a glass back, Gorilla case, aluminum frame build. Now they all have dual SIM, dual eSIM, dual nano SIM, all that good stuff. Yes, even their displays still have the same LTPO Retina, Super Retina XDR OLED at 120 hertz, HDR10, Dolby Vision, 1000 nits to up to 2000 nits, whatever that means. Sorry, I don't fully understand it. Now, of course, as expected, they're all going to have iOS 16, so that's really fine. Chipsets for all of them a bit similar, almost similar name. Like Pro and Pro Max chipsets have like Apple A16 Bionic 4 nm, and then like the regular and the Plus chipsets have like Apple A15 Bionic 5 nm. So very close. But the CPUs, I mean, no shock that the Pro phones have an advantage with the processing. Like from 2 by 3.6 2 by 3.46 gigahertz compared to 2 by 3.23 gigahertz. So there's a slight advantage, but it really, really does make a difference, especially if you're not very patient and you're waiting for things, or even like airdropping files from MacBooks and iMacs to phones and iPads and so forth, like product synergy in a way. So that's really important as well. The Pro phones do have a slight advantage with the memory, while they're all mostly the same. There's at least an extra 1 terabyte, but still, yeah, also like 1 terabyte drive, 6 gigabytes RAM. They all have 6 gigabyte RAM, NVMe storage, even like 128 gigs, 256 gigabytes, 512 gigabytes. They all have that size. It's just that the Pro phones have a 1 terabyte storage. So that's at least just one difference. They're all the same size, but the Pros have the 1 terabyte um, in terms of memories. That's all. But yeah, like, and the standard like video feature, like 4K, 24, 25, 30, 60 FPS, even like 1080p at 25 to 30, 60, and 120 FPS with gyro EIS. So where am I going with all this? I wouldn't say it's all the same, but it's pretty cool that some of the specs, even like for me, remind me of the more premium Samsung, the Sony, the Huawei phones, and whatever else with HDR feature for the main camera, and even HDR for the selfie camera, up to 4K 30 FPS. That's also pretty cool. Batteries a bit different. At least the The Pro batteries 4323 lithium MAH non-removable. What I'm saying makes sense. Like can go up to 50% 30 minutes, but with a USB 2.0. But yeah, like uh but yeah, that's mostly the similar things. They of course Wi-Fi, of course there's going to be Wi-Fi. All have NFC, no radio for some reason, Face ID sensors, all that good stuff. As for the price tag, I really don't know, but I think most iPhones are usually like what, $1,000, or am I exaggerating? I think the Samsung Fold or Samsung Flip phones, those are pretty cool. But I've seen them like being priced at like thousands of dollars, and as cool as they look, and I've seen it in person, not entirely for me, and that's a lot of money for really the same phone, just like to flip it. So, oops. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to say if it's worth it. I'm not really an iPhone user. It's nothing personal, just not something for me. Never really like had one. I've used them. I'm familiar with them, but never really like having one of my own, you know? So just as I mean, of course, like it's gonna have a lot of hype. I mean, it's one of the top 5 tech brands in the world, so it wouldn't be surprised if by the time it's out, like what, next month, everyone goes out and gets them at a local Apple store or local mobile shop and pay all of their salary money just to get them. I don't know. I can see that happening. Yeah, I mean, you know, just get the newer, and because like the older phones, whether it's 11, 12, 13, are probably not going to be able to run iOS 16, so that does make sense. I think maybe that's one of the reasons to have the latest software features with iOS 6. So by the time some of the older phones, even if it's like iPhone X, not compatible with running iOS 16, I can see a lot of people immediately getting the iPhone 14s.